6'5" girl?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, she had 6.
Well, those are assisted, right?
Don't block shots.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So VA would be what, assisted? That's not good.
She is 7, she's 6.
I do. She doesn't like usually shoot. Like she's just been deferring really until she made it. But yeah, she had 5 in on senior day at Illinois State. You know, they're both her highs of the year, her career. No, the number 3s. No, her career high is, I'll have to look it up. I'm pretty sure she's 40.
I'm assuming 27 is the career high.
Yeah. But yeah, like, she had 7 threes, man. That was so easy to her career high for the 3 players.
She did a lot of this.
So they weren't like guarding her, like she could make it. She already did 6, 5.
Big difference in that there's some goals that
This is very official, huh? I got you.
No, you got to talk as a hotel.
Yep.
First time you
Southern Illinois advances to play Belmont tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Belmont's the number 2 seed and regular season co-champions with Illinois State. We have Kelly Von White, head coach of Southern Illinois, Shamira Williams, and Kiera Love. Coach, if you could just start us off with an opening statement about the game, then we'll open it up for questions for anybody on the dais.
Well, when you talk about a rival, Indiana State has become just that. All 3 of our ball games were similar in nature, where we just had a little bit more in that fourth quarter in all 3 games to be able to pull away. Excellent job. He's always mixed it up on my young guards, just keeping them off balance a little bit with the changing defenses. That last part was on me. He went to that 3-quarter zone press, which we just haven't seen in a while. I knew it was coming, but I didn't get my kids in the right places. I told them to win the game, we would have to have 48 paint points, and we didn't necessarily need the 3-ball unless it was off of a reversal 3 with the floor balanced. I thought we attacked. Shamira led us off in attacking the basket, but I thought we got to the paint And I told them it didn't just have to come through the post players, it could come off of penetration. And I think both these young ladies took that to heart. We got into the paint, and we were 4 points short, 44, but 44 was enough to win it. So I'm just proud of their resolve, but most importantly, I'm proud of their defensive intensity in the fourth quarter. They laugh because the smallest kid in the league made the all-defensive team, but what she does is always give us extra possessions on offense, and that's what I thought was most important. We got a big in their promise at 6'5" that had 5 blocks, but it always starts at the head, and Q puts tremendous pressure on the ball and takes them out of what they want to do. So I thought our defense led us today.
We're streaming this live on YouTube, so if you have a question, we're going to ask you to use the mic so they can hear you over the broadcast, and we'll start off with you. Go ahead.
First, Kelly, you talked about the defense, and although Indiana State gets 79, you had 22 turnovers, and you had 17 steals. How much did those live ball turnovers influence what eventually happened tonight?
Oh, for sure. That's how we want to play. We lead the league in steals, and Nolan Richardson coined it 40 minutes of hell, but I think it's 40 minutes of heaven, because when we're playing like that and flying all over the place, it's beautiful, and it does. It gives us life. It gives us life, and ultimately that's what led to it, is that those turnovers, even at the end of the game, it gave us opportunities to knock down some free throws.
Kiara, you had 15 tonight, 3 steals as well. Looks like your shot's been in rhythm here lately. Is that the thing you've been kind of hoping for all years, to find a rhythm with that jumper of yours?
I just want to shout out my coaches and my teammates. They've definitely encouraged me to shoot more, and that, my scoring is an asset to this team. They continuously encourage me all season. Been in the gym working, and it's falling for me, so thank God.
Shamara, you had a couple good stretches tonight, a run right before the half. I was going to ask you about the play. Kelly saying no foul, and you got a steal and fed Lanaya for a shot right before the buzzer. How big was that stretch right before halftime where you all were down 9 and then went up by 6?
It was big, because I know sometimes we get in our head when we down, and I feel like once we stay together, we could do anything. So just knowing that Coach didn't want me to foul, I just seen that her back was turned, and I just went right for it, and I just told Lanaya to shoot, and I think we headed into half going into just pressure on the ball.
Gave us momentum for sure.
Kelly, what did you like about your team's response to the various runs that Indiana State threw at you tonight?
One saying that we've talked about all season is the game honors toughness. And I wrote that on the board before our prayer, and I scratched out the game, and I put life. Life honors toughness. And what we've tried to teach these ladies on and off the floor is not just about basketball, but you're going to get hit with adversity. And you might not be able to control the event, but you can control your response to the event. And that's what I wanted our kids to talk about. We scream NBA, NBA. I'm not giving a shout out to the league, but I'm telling them next best action. So whether we knock down a shot, hey, let's get back on D. Whether we turn it over, get your head up, let's go get another next possession and make that one count. So I'm proud of their resolve. I'm proud of their grit, that they stayed together. They stayed together whenever Indiana State made a run, and they had good composure throughout.
If you had the last 4 minutes to do over again after you get up by 12, was it something that you mentioned what Chad did with the three-quarter court defense? Was it maybe an execution thing, or maybe putting players in a different position type thing?
It was. I don't like using my timeouts early. We had 3, I think, at that point. But I probably should have called one just to settle them down and remind them of the positions that we needed to be in. But again, I have veteran leadership in here, and we've grown throughout the season. And we just told them that, hey, they're going to get to a point where they have to foul you, be strong with the ball. But we shouldn't have let it get to that point, Bucky. But again, that's on me. I should have utilized my timeouts a little bit better there just to settle us.
And for the players, you have Belmont tomorrow night. What have you learned from the first 2 games with them that you feel like can give you a chance to do what you need to do tomorrow night to advance?
I think, firstly, just us playing our game. I think with me trying to help the team too, mostly, on the defensive end and things like that, I just try to tell the team that, play our game, make sure we know what we're doing. And if it helps us execute in the end, that's going to be that. But I think we're fine. You know, Belmont a great team. We're a good team. We really learning ourselves each game and every game, and I think if we play together tomorrow, we can go in and get a W.
I'll say, you know, we're going to watch film. Coaches emphasize all the time 1% better. Every game, each game, we got 1% better against Belmont, and we'll be better tomorrow. So we're just going to lock in, stick together, and you'll see tomorrow.
This is either for Shamira or Kira. How much faith do you guys have in Ashley when she steps to the free throw line? She's been, you know, one of, if not your guys' best free throw shooter, and in clutch situations, how much trust do you have in her to knock down free throws like she did tonight in the clutch?
I trust Ashley just because, you know, that's her game. Like, she know what she capable of, so like there's no doubt that she wasn't gonna knock them 2 shots down, and she got to the line and she took her time and just, you know, made her free throws, and that's what really mattered.
Gary, you want to add to that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we trust all our teammates. So I wasn't surprised when she knocked it down. She did what she did for the team, and grateful for her.
You know, balance, coach. 7 of the 8 that you played had at least 8 points. Jaden definitely did not play like a freshman. She had a couple big stretches, especially when you know, to break that 62-62 die. She had the assist that put you guys up 64, and then had that really big 3-point play. Jaden didn't play like a freshman tonight, did she?
She did. She's growing. She's learning. One of her greatest assets is her ability to get downhill and draw defenses. She's growing in that when they step off and she's balanced and she has her hips squared, she can take that shot. But she's also now, as you've seen her progress, she knows when to kick it. So I think that's the maturation process that's happened over the course of the year. And she's just followed the lead of these guys. They've been in her ear. They talk to her, and I said that's the best thing about a freshman is becoming a sophomore, and she's that much closer to being a sophomore. But I'd be remiss, we talked about toughness, and it doesn't always show on the stat sheet. But when you look at that, coaches were all over analytics, and when you look at that plus minus, Lanaya Randall was 22 plus points. On the positive side of that, they don't put deflections on a stat sheet, but she's all over the place. She's a motor for us. She keeps going. Even if she makes a mistake, she'll turn right back, and that kid is nothing but heart at the end. And that's something that was big, where you saw her make some big plays and get some big-time deflections down the stretch.
All right. Shamira, you had a chance to kind of see a huge block from Promise Taylor, right, at the end of the game when you guys are clinging to that one possession lead, need a play, need a defensive stop. She comes out and blocks Delgenay from about 14 feet out, and that was her 6th block of the day. What is it like to have a shot stopper, you know, out there that can make a play that, you know, can win you a game and get you to the next round?
Firstly, I think Promise should have been Defensive Player of the Year, but you know, that's our game, man. We always got faith that once they go in, you know, that's, you know, what we first have to stop it. But you know, if they get past them, we feel like Promise got the chance to get a good block and, you know, have her hands up and not foul. So we always count on Promise sometimes, and you know, she's a big part of this team and the reason why we where we at now.
And then Kira, you guys had a whirlwind of a game, both teams, right? You guys go up 10, then you trail by 9 by the next quarter, get another double-digit lead 12-10 at the end towards the end of the game. Of course, one more run in these teams. What kind of does that do to you guys as you're on the court? What kind of whirlwind does that kind of put you through mentally? And then just, you know, being able to get through that and kind of see it out with kind of the final statement for the win.
Right, so a big emphasis this year has been sticking together, staying together. So yeah, they made their runs, we made our runs. We just stuck together, stuck to the game plan, trust Coach Bond and the coaching staff and, you know, what they have for us to execute offensively and defensively. And, yep, that's why we got the win today, stuck together, locked in, and just so proud of us. So.
Thanks so much.
Additional questions? Good. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
And sometimes. Hey, bud, you got here? Yeah. 7 o'clock tomorrow.
We're back to first one, right? First minute beat the 9 o'clock airline.
Did not require most nights.
Yeah, well, I did a separate for those folks tonight just in case they do go dead at 9:15.
Great.
Just
have that.
just leave it at that.
Yeah, he is wonderful.
I mean, that's,
Lee Enterprise is a wonderful institution.
oh, yeah, there never once questioned the expense up here with the 5. Or knows I do look trials.
Yeah, actually. So,
All right.
it was,
Uh, 10. Basically an hour after.
what did you, what were you at?
Tribune Star. Terribly. George Bucky is the team that wins, and it's the first conference match. You guys don't mind if I just ask one or two questions?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you ask first, and I will. Because I gotta cover the last game, so only a couple will get out of here. Yeah, I gotta cover the last game. I had to write a quick story on this and then cover the last game. No, I've never been told my questions are amazing, so. Questions are usually pretty freaking simple. I think I've been told my entire journalism career, which is close to a number of decades. I think I've been told maybe like 10 times max. Like, that was a really great question. Every time I get one of those, I pat myself on the back.
I know half the time you say that, it's because of
Exactly. Yeah. Right, yeah, that's it. Yeah, because I'm because I'm for the constant times, dismal targets. I'm covering the first day, and then our Iowa reporter, Steve Patterson, since Iowa lost today, I bet he's in cover the last 3 days. But we had so many things happen last night, and then that made our schedule for today go all out of whack. Because one of our reporters is also one of our copy editors. He was going to cover it. And our sports editor was going to be on desk tonight, but he's in Des Moines for boys state basketball in our area. Area team won yesterday, we played today, so now our copy editor had to go to desk. And
Now joined by Indiana State head coach Chad Killinger. Student athletes joining him include Deljanae Williams and Anna McKendry. Coach, we're going to ask you to make an opening statement, and then we're going to go to questions just for the players, dismiss the players, and then coach will stay on for some additional questions. Go ahead.
First of all, just really proud of our effort. We've been kind of playing behind with some injuries, and a couple of those were to guards, and so we've asked a lot of Deljanae and Anna throughout the season. So for them to come out and continue to pour their hearts into what we're trying to do, I don't think there's much more we could have asked them to do tonight. 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 25 points, 6 steals. It's frustrating when a physical game like we had at the end gets decided by the officiating and a hold on a out of bounds play. We've been getting held all night long, and wasn't too many of those calls made. And then when they're trying to foul and grabbing Deljanae by the arm with the time running down, there's no call. So I don't know what we'll need to do in terms of trying to earn respect from the officials in the future, but it's really taken a lot to beat this group that we have, and a lot of times that's part of it.
Let's go to questions first for the student athletes.
Anna, you just wrapped up 2 years here at ISU. Came out, really shooting a lot, shot a lot on senior day. I know Chad gave you that green light, this year, and it seemed like you really embraced it down the stretch kind of to close out your career. I know this isn't the way you want to end it, but what did it mean to just kind of give that effort offensively and really just kind of embrace what he taught you?
First off, I just want to interject there. Even when we were at Nicholls State, we were telling her to shoot the ball. So, I mean, she knows how good a shooter is, so I would not take any credit for teaching her how to shoot the ball. That's a God-given talent that she's got. Go ahead.
What was the question?
What did it mean to just really come out and attack and shoot a lot, towards down the stretch of your career with what was kind of the potential that you had and what you did the last couple nights here with ISU?
I don't know. I just felt like towards the end of the season, it's all or nothing. So I feel like, I'm not saying you don't know when your last game is, but it's just kind of, I don't know. It's just I had a different mindset. Shooting the ball, I had more confidence in myself because I knew it's not now or never. So I mean, yeah.
And then Deljanae, you played a lot with Caitlin Anderson over the years. You got, both seniors, same class. She had a great effort tonight, right? She came in off the bench and really provided the spark to kind of up you guys to start one of the many runs you guys made to get back in the game. And then had some plays down the stretch defending one of the last shots. And then, obviously there's a call on the foul. But what did it mean to have, your running mate, a teammate you've played with a lot, kind of have a good showing here in her last game?
It means a lot. Like you said, she brought the energy, and we need that sometimes. When the energy is low, we always have one person that's gonna come in and help us out and pick us up, and she did just that.
Deljanae, I want to ask about the last possession. What did you just not get as enough arc on that shot as you wanted to? It just kind of looked like it, kind of went right into Taylor's hand. Did you not get it off as high as you wanted to get it over her outstretched hand?
Well, coming off the screen, my arm was being held a little bit, and then she's a 6-foot kid, so I mean her length, her wingspan is there, so yeah.
How this was the type of game where it was so back and forth. The cliche game of runs. It was this game for either Deljanae or Anna. Just how frustrating is it knowing you rally down 12 with over 3 minutes left, you take the lead with 10 seconds left, and you guys are going home. I just how frustrating is that?
Obviously it doesn't feel great. So I mean, but I feel like we had in this game specifically, they made runs, but we came back from them. Even in the first quarter, we got off to a slow scoring start, and we came back and had the lead. And then I feel like there was multiple times we were down, and then we came back and either tied it or got up. So I felt like everyone was really in it to give it their all. And I mean, that's all I'm gonna say on that because I'm gonna get rude.
This really goes for both of you, but under 4 minutes, down by double digits, timeout, and then that great run comes. What was that message in the locker room, or in the huddle, leading to that big run that you guys showed in the last 3 minutes?
Well, in practice, we always go over situations like timing. So 4 minutes is a lot of time. We never put down. We always got to fight back. And we was just trying to be aggressive and just give it our all to the final 0-0.
And then over the last 2 seasons, we've seen sort of a turnaround in the program, and you two have sort of been that face that have really helped do that, both on offense and on defense. What would you attribute to that sort of culminating success that we've seen over the last couple of years?
Okay. Like I said, the group that we have, they're just great girls, all of them, and they all bring something unique to the team. And it's a lot easier to start somewhere new when people are so welcoming and so open arms. And I feel like the people that were here before Coach K got here, and myself, they bought into the system, and they just gave everything they had to Coach K, and you could just tell that when I first even got there. So I think the group of girls we had even last year that graduated and this year, I feel like everyone's just bought into the system.
And I'll say this, the returners from last year did an incredible job of not having any animosity to the newcomers, which sometimes you find someone's worried about someone taking their playing time, or someone's worried about starting, or whatever it may be. And from June, when we got to work on this season, to now, the returners, the upperclassmen have, like Anna said, been very welcoming, but didn't care about whether someone's going to take their time or not. They were helping them from day one continue to grow and get better and understand expectations and what we're trying to do. This hurts. It hurts. It hurt me last night. We kind of had our own awards ceremony on the bus on the way back because I felt like some of our kids deserved to get some all-conference awards. Deljanay's 11th in the league in scoring. I think she's top 10 in assists, top 10 in three-point field goals made. I think top 20 or something in field goal percentage. Top 10 in steals, and then to not even make third team, I think is kind of a slap in the face. And I let her know that last night. For Anna to lead the league in steals, take as many charges as she takes, sacrifice her body for this program the way she had, how she doesn't make all defensive team, I don't understand that. And then we had some other awards that we talked about on the bus, but I feel like today is kind of typical of our season, just in terms of how hard we've had to fight through injuries and different things to get to this point and come up a little bit short. I know these kids, no matter what their future holds for them, they're going to be successful because they're not going to let people walk over them. They're not going to roll over. They're going to fight for everything they get. And we've got a 3.5 team GPA right now. For the year, and so for us to have made the strides we've made in 2 years has been good. I'm disappointed for them because, we came in last year, won our first conference tournament game in 7 years. We did a lot of things this year. We swept the road trip for the first time in like 4 or 5 years. Most conference wins in, I think, since 2018. Delgenay got her 1,000th point. She scored over 700 points the last 2 years. How the kid that does that doesn't make all conference blows my mind. Anna had our first double-double with points and assists since like 2006, I believe. So there was a lot of positives that we had this season. And once, obviously this hurts, but once we get through the next few days and everything, I think when you look back on it, they can be proud of what we were able to do. And again, doing it with some key injuries.
Let's go ahead and dismiss the student athletes, get back with your teammates, and Coach will ask you to stick around for just a few more questions.
Thanks, guys.
Good.
Any questions for Coach? You're good. Oh, thank you, Coach.
All set. Thank you.